Hello viewers. This presentation is based on the announcement which the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India have made on 13th of October 2020. On that day, they made an announcement stating that students can register, and when I mean students, I'm meaning students who are wanting to pursue Indian Chartered Accountancy, and I'm also meaning those students who are doing their commerce in grade 11 or grade 12. The ICAI says that if a student wants to pursue Indian Chartered Accountancy, he can register for the foundation exams when he is in 11th or 12th. That is, immediately after he completes his 10th grade. Now, whether it is prudent to do it or not is what we are going to discuss in the next few minutes. Now, the point is, students can now, as I told you, register anytime after passing the 10th. Earlier, the students would register for foundation after sometime in the month of April when they are in the 12th grade, when they are about to take or when they are in the midst of their taking the CBSE board exams. That is, when they are in 12th, they will then be eligible to register for foundation. But now they are saying that you can register when you have passed your 10th itself. It means that when you are 11th or 12th or 11th or 12th, you can register for foundation. Now, therefore, it also says that if you have registered before 1st of January, the student can take the exam in the month of May after the 12th board exam. If you register after 1st of July, you can write in November after the board exam. Why I'm trying to say this is, you cannot register when you are in 11th and then say that you're going to write your CA foundation when you are doing your 11th or when you're doing your 12th. That is not possible. You can register, but you are eligible to write the exam only after you complete your 12th standard. Either you should have appeared or you should have passed your 12th standard CBSE, 12th grade. So that is required. Thereby, what happens because of this? The eligibility of students in grade 12 to take CA foundation exam is advanced by 6 months. What happens because of that? The students can now complete chartered accountancy in 50 months instead of 56 months. Provided, of course, they complete both foundation, intermediate, and final in the first attempt. Earlier, it used to take 56 months. Now they can complete in 50 months, which is 4 years and 2 months. They can complete chartered accountancy if they write the exam in May following the 12th board exam. Now, what are the advantages and what are the disadvantages of this notification? Let us look at that. First, the advantage of this notification is that this completion of CA is reduced by 6 months, which I explained to you. You can effectively make use of the 11th and the 12th standard. When you are doing your 11th and 12th standard, you can effectively prepare for the foundation also. Thereby, you do preparation for the foundation as well as do your 10th and 11th and 12th also. So you do that, you have that advantage. What are the disadvantages? First is, there will be very insufficient time to prepare for the May exams and lesser focus on the board exam preparation. Now, what are these disadvantages? What it means is, by the time the board exams get completed, it will be around end of March or sometimes you spills over to first week of April. The foundation exam takes place on around the 10th of May. So you effectively have about 35 to 40 days time for you to prepare for the foundation exam. Is it sufficient? Let's look at it in the next slide. Secondly, what happens is, once you start preparing for your foundation when you are in 11th and 12th, the focus on the board exams get reduced. Therefore, it's quite possible that you compromise on your marks in 12th. I personally feel that the marks in 12th has a lot of weightage in your future career and all those things. It's a question of opinion. Now, I'll try to now give you a difference between the erstwhile CPT and the foundation. Why am I giving you this differentiation? The reason is, Erstwhile CPT, the exams used to be conducted in the month of June. You can also register when you are after the 10th. It was very similar to what it was in CPT, what they are proposed now. So therefore, you need to have a comparison between the erstwhile CPT, which has been discontinued for the last 2 years, and the foundation. Let's understand the difference. In CPT, there are 4 subjects totaling to 200 marks. In foundation, there are 4 subjects, but totaling to 400 marks. Subjects are 4. All papers in CPT were MCQ type with negative marking. Whereas in foundation, you have 2 subjects, the quantitative aptitude and the economics, which are MCQ type with negative marks. And you have accountancy and law, which is the paper, which is the subjective type of examination, the normal examination type. CPT used to be held in June and December. Now they are talking about foundation, which is being held in May and November. So there is an advancement by 1 month. This is quite critical. I'll come back to that later. Over 75 days, preparatory time is available for CPT. The exams get over by end of March, I told you. Full of April you have, full of May you have. Exams take place during the 3rd week of June. That means you'll have another 15 days. Therefore, 75 days is available for preparing for CPT. Whereas for foundation, you have just about 40 days for preparation. Will that be sufficient? Let's see. You can register for CPT after 12th, after 10th. Same is applicable now. So you can now register for foundation after the 10th board exams. 75 days was sufficient for preparation for CPT. 40 days, I personally feel is totally insufficient for preparation as the syllabus is more than in CPT. An above average student can manage to complete CPT in the first attempt in June. Based on our own experience, I'm trying to make the statement. But if you want to take up the exam in foundation exam in May and complete it, it requires a high level of ability and preparation in 11th and 12th to clear the foundation exam in May. Okay. Now, why I'm trying to say that it's difficult to complete in the month of May. There are some reasons. You have to understand those reasons. What are the reasons? There are certain extra portions. Normally, the foundation syllabus and CBSE syllabus are more or less the same. Not much of a difference. But there are some topics, some portions which are not covered in CBSE, but which you have to cover in foundation. Let's look at those. First and the foremost is the subject called law. Law, which covers mercantile law, company law, and limited liability partnership, which is called LLP. These are not covered in CBSE. These are totally new for a student of CBSE in 11th and 12th. He has to study, which covers 60 marks. I told you totally there are 400 marks, 60 marks. This is a new subject. Logical reasoning, which is another subject which has not been covered in CBSE. 20 marks is the mark that is given for logical reasoning. 60 plus 20, 80. Accountancy, about 20 marks. I'll give you the details in the subsequent slide. But assume that about 20 marks is what you would not have covered in CBSE. Economics, about 10 marks you would not have covered in CBSE. Topics like capitalistic, socialistic, mixed economy, demand forecasting, business cycle, price determination, different markets, and a few more chapters you would not have covered in CBSE. This is something new. About 10 marks will be there in foundation. Business communication and reporting. Communication, meetings, resume writing, vocabulary, these would not have been covered in your CBSE. I'll give about 5 marks, which would not have been covered in foundation. There's one more subject which is called business commercial knowledge, where business environment, organization, terminologies are all covered, which again I'll give 5 marks. So totally how much? 60, 80, 100, 110, 120 marks. 120 marks are topics or subjects which you have not covered in CBSE. 120 out of 400. Approximately 30% of the syllabus you would not have covered in CBSE, which you have to learn afresh for foundation. I have not covered for accountancy. That is very important. Please understand what is it, because you people are students of accounts. You will understand all these things. Chapters like inventories, sale of goods on approval or return basis, consignment, average due date, account current, final accounts of manufacturing entities. These chapters are not covered in CBSE. These are in fact have to be studied in foundation. So these chapters are not covered. Apart from that, there are a few chapters, few topics. The chapters would have been covered, but topics would not have been covered. For example, let us take a chapter called BRS, covered in CBSE, but small part of it, adjusted cash book, not covered in CBSE. Bills of exchange, in which retirement of bill, renewal of bill, accommodation bills, not covered in the CBSE. Admission of a partner, some topics are not covered, like adjustment of capital accounts and preparation of balance sheet, retirement of partner, adjustment of capital account, death of a partner, preparation of deceased partner's capital account. All these are not covered in your CBSE. So these are the topics which you have, I've already told you about 30% of topics are not covered in CBSE, which you have to cover. Now, whether it is possible, not possible, I am not going to say yes or no. It is up to you to decide whether it is possible or not possible. Now let us look at what is the conclusion. The conclusion is something very simple. ICAI has provided a facility to complete the CA course faster. They have given a facility. Let us appreciate that. Now, it will be extremely difficult to clear foundation in May unless studies for foundation starts in grade 11 itself. Okay, then also students should be capable of preparing for foundation in about 40 days time after the board exams. Okay, so you should be, now therefore, if within 40 days, can you attend full-time classes? Not possible. We conduct classes for foundation which covers over a period of 4 months, about 400 hours of classes. Now within 1 month, you cannot have classes, but you have to attend some refresher classes, take some mock exams and all those things after the foundation, after your 12th board exams. So you cannot attend full-time classes, but some refresher classes to refresh your knowledge of those subjects. Should look at online or recorded classes in grade 11 and 12 to catch up with the syllabus for foundation. From 11th and 12th itself, you have to start preparing. Attending classes wherein your school can be difficult unless the school itself organizes some classes. Okay, then it is possible. But the school does not arrange classes for foundation, then you'll have to resort to some online or recorded classes in grade 11 and 12 and catch up with the syllabus. This can be done. You can approach Grey Matter Academy, that is we. We have a time-tested online preparatory program called FinPrep, which is exclusively meant for 11th and 12th standard for them to be prepared for foundation exam. This is something that you can approach us and we can probably guide you. If you need any further information, you can contact me. My name is Shankar Ram. I'm the founder director of Grey Matter Academics. My contact number, my mobile number, everything is available here.